Welcome to Amit Things YouTube channel. In this video course, learn MySQL Workbench and its concepts. The Workbench is a UI that is a graphical tool for working with MySQL servers and databases. MySQL is an open source relational database management system, that is RDBMS. It is one of the most popular RDBMS wherein records are stored in the form of tables, rows and columns. We have covered the following lessons with the live running examples. Let us start with the first lesson. In this video, we will learn what is MySQL Workbench, its features, why it is important, how it can ease your work of creating databases and tables and performing operations. Let's see. So first, let us discuss what is MySQL. MySQL is a relational database management system, that is RDBMS, which is based on SQL. So SQL based means you can easily store data in the form of tables. Just create a database and under that create multiple tables. Every table will be having rows and columns and you can easily save your data. So MySQL is now supported by Oracle. It is being used by top companies like Facebook, YouTube. It initially released in 1995 and written in C and C++. So why we are preferring MySQL Workbench instead of the MySQL command line? So we have a MySQL command line as well as Workbench, because Workbench is a UI. You just need to right click and create a database, right click and just create a table. You don't need to write multiple commands for doing your work. I'll show this later. So it is a graphical tool for working with your MySQL. Okay, let's see the features. Based on MySQL, I have already discussed. It is open source. You can freely download it. We will see this later. You can easily support large databases. Okay, it's basically compatible with PHP. You can connect it with PHP and work around your website and host your website database under MySQL. It is secure and highly flexible. So I just told you that why we are preferring MySQL Workbench, because we could have also gone to MySQL and work around command line. In the next chapter, we'll be working on the installation of both and we'll be showing the difference. So you can easily work around that. Workbench is like this. Okay, that is, it is having a UI to create tables like this, guys. We have created tables. If you want to create a new table, just right click and click on create table. If you want to import from a CSV, JSON file, SQL file, you can click here and the results will be visible in this form. You can also export, import them. We will see all this later. And the result will also be visible here, stating that your action was correct. That is 4 rows returned. That means we successfully ran this query. Okay, and we have different options to create a new database also, like this, create a new schema, that is a database. So we can easily work around the entire UI and you can easily work, create tables, databases, perform operations easily. We will see this in our complete tutorial. So guys, thank you for watching the video. In this video, we saw why we are working on Workbench and what it is and how it eases the work of a administrator, database administrator. Thank you for watching the video. In this video, we will learn how to install the current MySQL version. We will install the MySQL server shell as well as Workbench. Let's start. At first, go to the web browser. I am using Chrome. You can use any web browser. On Google, type MySQL and press enter. On pressing enter, the official website is visible, mysql.com. Click on it. After clicking mysql.com, you need to go to downloads. Click on it. Now go below. Herein click on MySQL community downloads. Now herein click on MySQL installer for Windows. Now the current version is visible for Windows, which is MySQL 8.0.34. It automatically selected on its own. No problem. And two versions are visible. Remember that this works for 64-bit as well. It's written 32-bit, but it will work for 64-bit as well. So I'll be downloading the following one, not the web one, the second one, 331 MB. Click on it to download. Now go below and click no thanks, just start my download. Download started. Let's wait. We have downloaded it. Here is the MSI file. Double click on it to install. Minimize. Now I need to choose a setup type. I'll directly go for custom so that I have an idea what I'm doing, what I'm installing. Click on next. Now you need to select the products. Click on MySQL Server, drop down, MySQL 8.0, and here it is. This is what we wanted. Click on the arrow to drag it here. Now go to applications, click on Workbench, do the same for Workbench. These are the ones which we'll be installing. Go for shell. Here it is. Click on here to drag it. Now we have our server, Workbench, and shell. Click on next. The installation started. Let's wait. We have successfully installed it. Click next. Now product configuration. Click on next. Now type a network and keep it as it is. It is taking 3306 port number, no problem. Click next. Authentication method. You can use a strong password or the following legacy basic, but the following is recommended, so keep it as it is and click next. Herein set the root password, that is the admin password for your MySQL server. You can use any password, my password also, because it is on localhost. Click next. Windows service fine, click next. Server file permissions, yes, keep the default. Grant full access, click next. Apply configuration, click on execute. So one by one all the steps will get executed. That's it. Completed. Configuration successful. Click finish. Click next. Now keep it as it is. Start MySQL Workbench and shell, no problem. Click finish. Now we have started the shell and Workbench, but we need to set the path. For that, go to C drive, program files, go below, MySQL, click on it, server, click on it, bin, click on it, and copy this path. Minimize, go to start, type environment variables. Remember to go for system environment variables. Click on open, click environment variables here. Now under system variables, go below, click on path, double click, click new, right click and paste the same path. Here it is. Click OK, OK, and the last OK. Now go to start, type cmd, click on open to open the command prompt. Type the command MySQL space hyphen version and press enter. You can see we successfully installed the current version. Now type MySQL space -u space root -p. Herein U is for user, remember it was root, and P is for password. Press enter, enter the same password. Press enter. We successfully installed MySQL. Now you can check the databases. The default databases show space databases semicolon, press enter. Here are the default databases. Let us create a new database using the create database. Using the create database and database name. Herein I am adding the database name AmitDB. You can add any name. Press enter. Here it is. We successfully created it. Let us verify. Show databases semicolon and press enter. Here it is. We have AmitDB now. In this way you can work around MySQL using a tutorial. The link we have added in the video description. Now click on here to open the MySQL Workbench and enter the same password. Click OK. So MySQL Workbench is a UI. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily work around MySQL and install it. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will see how we can easily create a new database and table on MySQL Workbench. Go to start, type cmd, click on open to open it. Herein type the command mysql --version, and herein you can see we installed 8.0.27. Let's open Workbench, go to start, type MySQL Workbench. On typing, you can see MySQL Workbench 8.0 is visible. Click on it to open. Here you can see while installing Workbench, we created the default root user. So now I'll connect to it, double click. So we are inside the Workbench. Now on the left, you can see we have our schemas, which is also known as database. This is the default one, which gets created by default. Here, these are the tables. Click on it. Here are the columns in it. I'll just click on this sign to see the columns of the table and the entire table. On double clicking, you can see a table is visible. This is our demo table. And here the command is visible because we wanted to see the table. So it automatically executed the query select star from table name. So here are the table columns. From here the indexes, from here the foreign keys and triggers are visible. Now let's close this. Here what we'll do, we will just create a new database and a table inside it. For that, here the sign is visible. On keeping the cursor, you can see create a new schema, or you can also right click here and click on create schema. Let's create. I have clicked on it. Now here add the name of your schema, that is the name of your new database. Let's say my database name will be Amit DB1. So here you have entered a name. Keep the default char set as well as collision. Now I'll click on apply. On clicking apply, the review window is visible. Here the command to create a new schema is visible. I just need to click on apply here. From here you can also understand how to create a schema in Workbench. Click on apply. On clicking apply, you can see SQL script was successfully applied to the database and click on finish. Now on the left, you can see we have a new database. We created Amit DB1 database. Now here the tables are visible. Double click. Right now nothing would be visible because we haven't created any table. Now here you can click on this sign to create a new table in the active schema. That is the active schema is Amit DB1. The active database is Amit DB1. So you can right click on the tables and click on create table. Click on it. On clicking, you can see the UI is visible to create a table. Now let's add the name of the table. I'll give the name employee table. Let's say char set and collision, I'll keep the default. Here you can add comments so that you can refer later. Now we need to create columns in it. So just click on this sign. Now the section is visible. Now when you'll double click here, it will allow you to add the first column. I'll double click. Now you can see we can add our first column. I'll double click here. Let's say my first column is EMP ID. Type ID, I'll go for int obviously. Primary key, yes, I'll set it and not null. So every employee will get a unique employee ID. So we have set it as primary key. Now to create a new column, double click here. Let's add EMP name column. It will be under varchar obviously because it's a string. 45 here means it will be 45 characters. Let's keep it to, let's say 60. I'll go for 60. Now let's set it not null because we want all the records for employees. I'll double click here again and add employee age. Age will come under int. So double click here and from the drop down you can select int. Keep it not null again. Let's add last field. Here I'll go for employee department. Department, let's keep varchar. It's fine 45. It should be not null again. Now here you can also set the default value. So this is the default constant. If you won't add any value while inserting, this value will get entered. It's a basic table, so we will leave it right now. Now you just need to click on apply. Now you can see our table got created. Create table, employee table under 4 columns, ID, name, age and department, and with its data types and constraints. Primary key was only employee ID and the same is visible. So now you also know the query for it. It created on its own. Now click on apply. SQL script was successful. That means it has been successfully applied to the database. Click on finish. Now we have created employee table. Click on the mark again, the table mark, and let's see what is visible. Here our table is visible. So I hope you know that to get values from a table, you need to type select star and from then the table name. So this is what we have done. It automatically shows you the query so you can learn it in a better way. Now we have empty table. We have our empty table here because we haven't added any values. Now let's add a value. So here is the grid. Now I'll just double click here. Now enter the value. Let's say employee ID is 1. Employee name, let's add Tom, age 25, and department, let's say operations. Because we added varchar here, int here, varchar here, and int here. Now let's add second value, ID 2. Name, let's say I'll set as Emma. Age, let's say 23, and department finance. Third, in the same way, I'll add Brad, age, let's say 27, and department, let's say marketing. Fourth, let's add the last record, Bradley, age 26, department IT, let's say. So we have inserted the records. Now you need to just click on apply. I'll click on it. So these are the statements for insert. I hope you know that to insert records in a table, you need to use insert into, then the table name. Then you need to add the column names and then each value after the values keyword. So we have added here. Now click on apply. SQL script was successfully applied to the database. Click on finish. Now guys, our table is having the following values. I'll refresh here and click on the mark here, table mark. Here are the values of a table. In the same way, you can create a new table. I'll close this. Let's say right click here, create table. So let's add the second table. I'll give the name department. So here's a department table. Let's click on the arrow. Now add columns to it. Let's say I'll double click here. Department, let's say I'll add department ID at first. I'll set it as primary key and not null. Now let's add department name. Varchar, it's fine, not null. Department zone, let's say I'll set it as varchar again, not null. So we created our second table. Let's click on apply here. So this is how you can create a table. You can see it again, create table command, then the table name, then the values, that is column name, data type and constraints. Column name, data type, constraints, and the same for the last column. Primary key we have set is department ID. Now click on apply. So here we are executing. Successful. SQL script was successfully applied to the database. Click on finish. Now on clicking tables, we have two tables, department and employee. Here it is. I'll click on the mark again. So this is our first table and the second table is this. Click on it. Nothing is entered here because we haven't added any values. Now let's add values. One name, let's add operations zone, let's say it's north. In the same way, enter values for others. So here we added values. Now just click on apply. So the commands are visible again. To insert values, just click on apply. Successful again, applied to the database, finish. So guys, we created two tables, employee and department under Amit DB database.
So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily work with MySQL Workbench 8 and create a new database and table. We created two tables, department and employee, under new database AmitDB1, that is a schema. In this video we will see how we can easily create a new database, or you can say a schema, on MySQL Workbench. After logging to your MySQL Workbench, you can see on the left the default schema is visible, sys, and the tables are visible for the same. Now what we need to do, we need to create a new schema. For that, you can keep the cursor here and you can see create a new schema. You can click here to create a new schema, or you can right click and click on create schema. I'll do the same. Now add the name of the new schema. Let's say my schema name is Amit, and I'll click on apply. Rest I'll keep the default. Now herein you can see the SQL script. You could have also directly used create schema and the schema name. Now click on apply. You can see SQL script successfully applied. Click on finish. And on the left you can see Amit schema created. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily create a new schema on MySQL Workbench. We just right clicked here and created a new schema. You could have also used create schema name command also, which we just saw. In this video we will see how we can easily drop a database on MySQL Workbench. After logging to MySQL Workbench, you can see we created AmitDB database. To drop it, you can straight away right click here and click on drop schema. Here it is asking that you want to permanently delete the schema AmitDB, that is the database AmitDB, or not. Yes, I want to drop now. I'll click on drop now. Now you can see it vanished. So guys, you can see the query here. You could have also used drop database and the database name here, and that's it. So when we clicked on the button drop schema, it automatically executed the following query, and the query took around 0.281 seconds, and we dropped the schema. Now the schema is not visible AmitDB here. So guys, in this video we saw how we can quickly drop a schema on MySQL Workbench.
In this video, we will learn how we can export the data on MySQL Workbench. So this is our database and the following is our sample table. To export, go to server and click on export. Now let's see what it is. I'll go for the entire AmitDB, let's say. Okay. And export to dump project folder. I'll just change the folder. So let's say I'll go to desktop, and herein I'll create a new folder. This is a new folder. I'll right click and rename Amit DB backup, let's say. Okay. Now you can check the path Amit DB backup. Let's minimize, and here it is Amit DB backup. It will be empty because we have still not exported. Go here. Okay, so here it is. Export to dump project folder, which is fine. So it will export the entire AmitDB with the table. That's it. Here the export progress will be visible. On clicking the database, our table is visible. If you want every table to be exported to a separate file, you can select this, but I'll just click here. Now guys, go to export progress and click start export. Let's see what will happen. Folder already exists. Now you can see export is finished. Now I'll go minimize. Herein you can see our export is visible in SQL format. You can open it with Notepad++ or Notepad also. Okay, open it in any editor. Here it is, and herein you can see the code, the entire table dump is visible. We were only having a single table, so here is the actual command. You can verify. So guys, in this way you can easily export data in Workbench. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will learn how to easily import data in MySQL Workbench. So let's say we have the following database and we want to import a CSV file which is on the desktop. Here it is. We want to import this data. This is a CSV file. So for that, let's say I'll just right click on tables. Okay, and table data import wizard, I'll click on it. But if you want to import the record in the current table only, you can right click and do this here. Okay, I'll do this and show all other things. Import wizard. You can easily import CSV JSON data file. We have a CSV file, so I'll just click on browse. Go to desktop and just click on open. Okay, I'll now click next here. Now, do you want to import the data in the current table employee? No, I want to create a new table, so I'll create a new table. Let's say EMP records. I can also change the name. Let's say EMP rec. Okay, and the database is the same, Amit DB. I'll click on next. Let's say if there's an error or not. No, it worked. So these are the columns and these are the records in the EMP records which is on the desktop. So this will import here. That's it, nothing else. And that too in a new table. Okay, all the records which is on the desktop EMP records CSV file. Click next. Following task will now be performed. Prepare import. Just click next. Finished performing task. Click next. Table amitdb.emp rec was created. Click finish. 5 records imported. Okay, and it was on the desktop. Okay, now let's see where is our table. I'll click refresh and here is a record. Okay, sorry, these are the columns. What I'll do, I'll just directly create select star from command, select star from what is the name of our emp rec table. Select and here it is, and you can match this with our desktop which we just imported. Desktop CSV file, here it is. You can match it, it is same. So this is how we can easily import data in MySQL Workbench from a CSV file or JSON file. We can import it in the current table or in a new table. Thank you for watching the video. In this video, we will learn how we can easily export the result to a CSV file. So I just executed a query for my employee table. It is having 4 columns. Okay, so I just want to export the result. So I just executed this and the following is visible output. I just want this entire record to be exported to a CSV file. It's very easy. Herein you can see some rows are visible, some buttons are visible. Okay, you just need to click on export record set to an external file. Now you can save it to desktop. I'll name it to my result. It will convert it to CSV. Click save. Now minimize. Click on myresult.cv. Herein you can see your record is visible. So here it is, and you can compare this. In this way you can easily export this to an external file. Okay, that is your result. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will learn how we can easily save the script to a file. So let's say you have the following script, or you can also consider that you have a bunch of scripts here which I've executed and you want to save it for future use. Okay, that is kind of backup for the commands. So you can easily save it by clicking the save the script to a file. Now you can navigate to the desktop, go create a folder, or you can say backup commands. I'll go inside it and I'll save it to, let's say the name is amit.sql. It will take the format SQL on its own. Okay, and click save. Now I'll open it. Here it is, my backup commands. Now we'll be having amit.sql. I'll right click. Let's say I'll open it with the Notepad or Notepad++. Let's say Notepad. And herein you can see your command. So let's say you have a bunch of commands here. I told you it will get saved here. It will get saved like this. Okay, right now we only have a single command to show. But if you have a lot of commands, then this is really useful. Thank you for watching the video. In this video, we will learn how we can open a script file. So let's say you have a bunch of SQL commands and you want to directly run it here without typing it. So you have it in a SQL file or even a text file. You can convert the text file to SQL file using this under the query. Open a script file in this editor and just implement it. For that, what you can do, you can directly click here, open a script file in this editor, and let's say on the desktop itself we have our command. I'll just click on open, and all the commands will open here. Here it is. Now you can directly change it or you can execute them one by one. Okay, in this way, if you have a backup of your previous command, you can easily execute them here again using this. Open a script file in this editor. Thank you for watching the video.
In this video, we will see how we can limit the number of rows while you're querying on MySQL Workbench. So after login, you can see the query section is visible. The first option you can use is by clicking here. You can limit and set it. Let's say I'll limit to 50,000 rows. I have limited it. Now let's say you want another option, another way. For that, go to query and here it is limit rows, and you can just set the number of limits, 2000 rows, let's say. So guys, in this small video we saw how we can limit the number of rows on MySQL Workbench.
In this video, we will learn how we can change the font of the SQL editor on Workbench. So here is our editor and you can see the size, the font size is really small. How we can fix it? Go to edit, click on preferences. Now herein, go to fonts and colors, and this is the SQL editor. It's only 10. I'll change it to, let's say, 18, and I'll just click on OK. So let's see what will happen. I'll close it. I'll close it. Now I'll open it again. Now you can see we have changed it to 18. I'll just show the output. Here is the output. Okay. So in this way you can change the font of your SQL editor. In this video we will learn how to easily adjust the panels on MySQL Workbench, that is the UI. So let's say we want to remove these and these panels. How we can do that? Go to view, go to panels and click on hide sidebar. So this is hidden now. Again go to panels and click on hide secondary sidebar. This is hidden. The last, hide output area. This is now hidden. Now if you want to enable all these, you can go to view again and enable, or you can click here to enable it or disable. I'll click here again, it will disable, and in the same way you can enable it. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily work around the UI of Workbench and show and hide panels and output window. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will learn how we can search the table data in MySQL Workbench. So let's say you have a table with more than 100 or more than 1000 records. So how you can search for any value, text or number. So here in let's say we have an employee table. Okay, so I'll just right click on the table and click search table data. Okay, here in search for table field, let's say I want to search for Tom. Okay, search for table fields that contains Tom. Okay, simply I'll search it. Herein you can select maximum matches per table or maximum total matches. You can change it, and you can search columns of all types. So we have a small data right now, so I'm just showing an example. Click start search. So it's visible under Amit DB1. We have an employee named Tom. You can verify it here. So it was Tom. Select star from employee. I'll just search. Here it is. Tom was here. Tom was inside Amit DB employee table. So you can easily search around tables. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will learn how we can clear the output window on Workbench. So we executed two commands. The following command resulted in the following. Okay, and here is the output window. Okay, result and output window are different. So whenever you'll execute any command, this output window will completely get occupied. Okay, right now we have only two commands. So this will give you a message, a positive message, a correct message that your query executed successfully. Okay, so you want to clear this. How you can do that? This will also show you the timestamp. Right click and just click on clear. That's it. Okay, so I'll just right click and click clear. That's it. So guys, in this way we can easily clear the output window on Workbench. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will learn how we can easily create a new user on MySQL Workbench. Currently we have a single admin user root. So after opening Workbench, here in administration and schemas are visible. Since you want to create a new user, so you will click on administration. Here and click on users and privileges. Now you can see our root password is visible, a root user is visible, which we created while installing it. Okay, we also set a password. Now we can click on add account to add a new account. New user, let's say I'll name it Webhub. Authentication, remember what was there? So I'll do the same. Now I'll add a password. Enter your own password and click on apply. Okay, click on apply. So we have created a new user. So guys, in this video we saw how we can easily create a new user. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will learn how we can set the account limits and assign administrative roles to a user. We just created a user Webhub and that's it. Here it is on localhost and we added a password. So under user and privileges only, click on account limits. So if you want to restrict a user, even if it's a new admin, to a number of queries, maximum queries, you can restrict it here. Let's say you want the Webhub user to only run maximum 100 queries in 1 hour. So this is visible here. And if you also want to set the limit for connecting to the server in an hour, you can set it here. Let's say this. So this is how, being the admin, you can control. So this is how you can control any user being the root user, and click on apply. Okay, you can also set administrative roles. If you want to set him as a, I told you, if you want a new admin, you can select all the roles, all, and provide all the privileges here. If you want to disallow drop and delete, you can select all of them. Okay, but uncheck drop and delete so that the new user won't be able to delete or drop a table or database. This is really important if you are the admin, if you are the database administrator. Okay, so you can select rest of them and just click on apply. Okay, in this video we saw how we can set the account limits and administrative roles and assign administrative roles to a user on MySQL Workbench. Thank you for watching the video. In this video we will learn how we can easily reset the admin password under MySQL Workbench. So I just logged in. So to set the password, go to users and privileges and you'll be able to see our users. So we have our Webhub and root user. Rest three of them are provided by MySQL only. Okay, so here is the root password. You can change the password from here. Okay, so you can set the password here. Let's say I'll set it. Click apply. That's it, we have set it. Now you can click refresh and you can also click close here. Let's say I'll open it again. Workbench. Click here. And you need to now add the new password, root. So we logged in using the new password. So guys, in this video we saw how we can reset a password for the admin user. Thank you for watching the video.